So let's talk about the basic colors here for just the very minimal colors for doing landscape painting. That would be Payne's Gray, Alizarin Crimson, Raw Sienna, Ultramarine Blue, Burnt Umber, and Light Red. Now, light red is a Cotman color. It's kind of an English landscape color. It's not one that you'll find in a lot of the other brands. It's Winsor & Newton. And now I also keep on my palette, I have Cad Yellow Hue, and then I also have Yellow Ochre. And then in here I keep a little Burnt Sienna or something else. But essentially, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, I have this basic 7 colors here, so. But this is just to get the gist of it. And then, of course, you can expand from here if you want different blues, cobalt, cerulean, phthalo. You know, you can branch out into different blues. You can make grays off of the dirty palette. And then yellows, I mean, I have 3 here. I have 2 reds, 1 brown. So that gives you a general idea. And you can branch off from these. But these will give you the basic colors that you need to mix together for landscape. You're going to mix yellows with blues to make greens. You can keep a green on your palette, but there aren't too many I've found that turn out a realistic looking green. So now that we have a good idea of what the 7 colors are, let's put them into practice now. I like to spray my paper. Get good water going there. And at this point you have to decide, if you haven't already, what color you're going to make your sky now. If you want to start off with some raw sienna, raw sienna kind of acts as a little bit of a binder for the background. I'm going to put a little clip on. Let's see, this paper is starting to buckle a little. I'm just going to put a little clip on here, that's all. So, now, if you want to maybe even a brighter yellow, you can take some of the Cad Yellow, Yellow Ochre, and you can make an even brighter background if you want to. Now this will make for a very dramatic sky. So at this point you could put something else over the top, like for example you can use alizarin crimson mixed with blue. And you can make a purpley color. Like this. And the idea is to just randomly, you know, you could go like this, you can, whatever brush strokes that you want. And then you can come in with a little bit more gray. And just let it be as random as possible. So there is your just your very, very basic sky. And now if you're wanting to do some water, really you put this on the ground area just to make this as simple as possible. I mean, if you're a retiree or somebody who's just starting off and doing this, I mean, you want something, you know, simple that you can understand and have fun with. So it's important to me that you know, it's easy and it's fun. So at this point, once we have this done, now our paper's still wet. So at this point, we can dry it. We can use a hair dryer or a fan or whatever, and we can dry this. And then we can go on to the next step. So at this point, if I want to do, like, say, maybe I could even take a little brown, little Payne's gray. I don't have a whole lot of blue on my palette for some reason. I need to refill this. But while this is still wet, we could put just a little bit of a hill here. This will be more of like a distant hill. We won't do anything else with that, just very, very basic. Now we can come in with some brown, maybe mixed with a little ochre and a little bit of Payne's gray, and maybe a little more brown. Let me try to get a little bit of blue in there. I don't want to mix too many colors, but we can make another row of mountains. This is just to give distance. Now this is about as easy as you can get for those who want to do basics. And then of course, if you want to get a little bit more, you could add a little bit more grays or blues and sort of accent that. And then now if you want to get creative with it, this is the point where you can take out the old credit card you don't have to do this. You can just leave it the way it is. But I like to do this scratching. And then I'll come back in with just some more darks and then hide some of those. I don't know if we're getting the correct color here. And then I like to give it a little splash with the spray bottle. And I probably overdid it, but doing the spray bottle, for me, it gives a little texture. And of course I disrupted this up here, but that's fine. You can see this back here. And then from this point on, if you want to do some water through here, maybe take some blue mixed in, that purpley color. Camera was not correct there. I'm going to take this and leave a little light there, leave a little space. Matter of fact, get a spray bottle. Clean a little bit of that up, and you'll have just interesting white area. And you'll notice this area to this area really creates most of the interesting effect. And if I want to go back in, create some other lines, I can do that. Take some Take some darks again. I'm going to dip into the burnt sienna a little bit and just warm this up a little bit. Take a little bit of a clean brush here. Just clean that off. And really, that's all we need to do. We don't have to do any more. I mean, you could put some trees in, or you could do some other things, but just to keep it simple, that would be the extent for this painting for me. And we've got some nice light. We've got some nice light coming in down here. This is dripping a little bit, but we can always clean this up. Come back with the spray bottle and just clean that up a little bit. And now you see how we got some nice light coming down, and just let it dry the rest of the way, and that's your simple painting right there. You got a little depth with this in the back and just some areas of interest. I hope you enjoyed this simple painting for beginners. Thank you so much for watching.